Things are going so well. I came here in March and said I had a book and it wasn't selling. And you said, just focus on that I have a good book. And now I have a huge manufacturer who is going to publish it, and these major stores all across the country who are ordering it. And actually, I've got abundance. I've got money coming in. I imagined a dream car I had, and there it was, and it was the right price. You know, everything that I want to manifest is coming to me. I mean, even the person I wanted to hang out with on 4th of July just showed up at the store. I'm beginning to expect it now. It's just so cool. And I have one little...
We want to tease you just a little bit. Just a little bit by enjoying your amazement. It's like saying, I don't believe it. And we want to say, you must believe it or it cannot be. So you must be believing it more than your words are speaking.
It's just...
The better it gets, the better it gets, the better it gets, the better it gets. Yes.
I started testing it all with parking spots. And I believed that you could always have the front parking spot because there was always somebody coming and going. It always could happen.
So you chose something that was easy.
Exactly.
Easy to expect, something that you could deliberately focus upon,
Right.
something that you could feel yourself come into alignment with, and something that the universe could deliver you an immediate vibrational indicator of.
Right.
Isn't that nice? And now you discover that the universe will deliver to you anything that you have set yourself into vibrational alignment with. Anything. Nothing is off limits.
Absolutely. And I keep calling them parking spots. It's like if something feels like it's not going to come or something, it's like, it's just another parking spot. It's just another parking spot.
Which is your way of diffusing your resistance and putting yourself in a place of expecting this simple thing in the way you expected that simple thing. Because after all, it is as easy to create a castle as a button.
I'm finding that. It's really exciting.
Good.
So, okay, so where I am, there's this one little kink, though, that's kind of in a couple of different places. And I just kind of want to tweak it. And once I get this, I'm really going to be going.
Wait. It's only a parking spot. Next.
No. I'm not going anywhere. No. Okay. So, but there's this. It's a resistance. There's this resistance on one thing.
Clearly.
So here I am. I'm manifesting money into my life, lots more than I used to. And I used to have a thing where I can't pay my bills. I know we've heard this one earlier today. And so I want to be able to pay my bills with freedom and everything else rather than it always be kind of the draining down and everything. So I'm recreating this old vibration even though there's more money coming in. And
well, what it is, you're talking about expectation. You said, I trained myself into more positive expectation by playing with parking places and seeing how the universe will deliver them to me. And we want to say to you that that's the way you come to expect more and more and more things that you want. But this habit of thought, this expectation, it's easy to have negative expectations as well as positive expectations. A thought that you keep thinking becomes a dominant thought. And so when you think about it and you make an effort to give yourself a break about it, for a long time before you really were focusing upon and knowing that abundance was forthcoming steadily, there was this sensation that I've got this pile of money, but it's a pile that I am depleting. You weren't looking at money as a regenerating pile, like air in and out. We don't see any of you standing on your porch every morning trying to suck as much in as you can so that you get your fair share for the day. In other words, you expect it to come as you need it. And we want you to think of money in that same way. You're breathing it in and out, in and out. And in fact, in the same way that you breathe, you're really not wanting more air in until you've breathed what you've got in out. Isn't that sort of right? In other words, what about it? In, in. The back row just exploded. In. In and out, in and out. And so if you get this rhythm relative to the dollars, in and out, in and out, in and out, and you say, oh, good for me. I've got the out part going, out, out. Well, what we're getting at here is what you're wanting to do is sort of reorient yourself. So you say things like, I don't need to be hard on myself for feeling uncomfortable as I watch my balance declining, because for a long time before now, I wasn't really so aware of how the balance is coming back in and out, in and out. And so this is just old residual attention to money. And I might say, you could say, it was a responsible attention to money because I didn't want to let more of it go out than was coming in. And so I was always watching that. And this is just leftover residual habit of thought, belief, vibration from those days, which are no more. So now I can reorient myself and relax more as I watch it going out, knowing it will come in, out, knowing it will come in, out, knowing it will come in. We want you to realize that every time you identify that you want something and you expend, in other words, when you know what you want or you know what you don't want, so you know what you want, you put it over there in vibrational escrow. And there is a huge calling of that energy forward. Some of the impulses that you have to spend money or to buy things are being jump-started from that broader perspective of you who knows that there is no limit to the money that is coming in. Many of those impulses are very healthy impulses from that broader perspective. So the only rule of thumb that you want to use is, oh, let us put it to, did you hear that? Did you like that? Did you get that? Do you believe that? That's really worth saying again. We don't think you heard it. When you receive an impulse to buy something, and that impulse feels exhilarating as you are feeling it, that means broader perspective is really summoning that purchase through you. We're not kidding you. If you are feeling down and out, if you're feeling discouraged, if you're feeling bored, if you're using this purchase to try to feel better, to sort of fix a feeling of dissatisfaction, that's not source calling it through you. That's counterproductive. That's upstream. So what you want to start doing with this, as with everything, but feel it with this. When you have a really euphoric feeling of wanting to do something, go somewhere, spend something, buy something, and it has all of that positive feeling around it, trust that broader perspective knows that there's more money coming in where that money is going out. Trust that. Do you hear that? In other words, now every subject is really two subjects. It can be downstream or upstream. And everything that you do while you are moving downstream is beneficial. The things that you do while you're moving upstream are not. So your alignment really is important in this. But what happens is you're getting those impulses, but then the impulse is frightening you because you've been there before. You're remembering the act of spending, not the feeling while you were spending. And that's the thing that we want you, if you'll focus upon how it felt while you were doing it rather than what you're actually doing, that's quantifying your journey in a powerful way.